just has to be my favourite time of year for fishing. The fish are starting to wake up, the weather's starting to warm up, and it's just more enjoyable to be outside. There's no particular place in your peg that you have to fish corn. For me, it's all about depth. So where I find them depths of between 3 to 6 foot, that's where I want to fish these heavy baits like corn to keep the bait on the bottom, waiting for them fish. I like to plumb up to the bottom of the body of the float at least. Sometimes I'll even go 2 inch over depth to really allow that corn to be an anchor to keep my rig really stable. Corn is not a bait that you're particularly going to fish through the water. It's a type of bait that you're going to anchor to the bottom, waiting for you to start catching them. Once you've plumbed up, it's then time to think about how you're going to feed, and this all comes down to depth. Say you've got 4 to 5 foot of water, that's quite deep that is, so if you was catapulting feeding, it's going to bring fish higher up in the water because of that noise. I like to feed quite a volume of corn to start off with, maybe 1/4 of a pot of corn. And what this is going to do, it's all going to go down to the bottom, so as fish are not going to come off the bottom, it's going to stay on the bottom, waiting for them fish to come along and keep their heads down. If I can, I like to keep things short, so the short pole ideally, or maybe out to 9-10 metres. These are nice places to target the fish because you can keep that bait dead still and your presentation is going to be at its maximum. Being accurate with corn is vital in my eyes. You need to cup your bait in and make sure your hook bait's right over the top of that bait. One thing that's going to help you do this is a bump bar. My rigs for fishing corn out in open water couldn't be any simpler. Corn is a very, very simple bait to fish, so I like to keep my rigs the same way. Starting off, I've got my elastic, which is a 12 to 14 hollow elastic. This is going to enable you to land skimmers if you hook any, but you're also going to be able to control them carp. Moving down, we've got my main line, which is 017 Preston power line. Really durable, it's not going to let me down. That runs down to a 0.4 carp pellet from bottom down. This has got a 2mm tip, so I'm going to be able to see that tip. It's got a body up design, so it's going to be stable in any wind. Moving down, we've just got a bulk of number 9 shot running down to 2 number 9 droppers. Really simple shotting pattern, but really easy at the same time. And then we've just got a 6 inch ready tied hook length. This is an MXC1 size 14, which is absolutely perfect for corn. You can bury that hook bait inside the corn if you want, or you can leave it exposed, but you know it's going to keep its hook hold. So I'll start off my feeding with that 1/4 pot of corn. And then after that, I'm literally looking for a bite. Once I get that bite, I'll top up with maybe 15 grains of corn and see what reaction I get off that. If I get a bite off that 15 grains of corn, again, I'll top up with exactly the same, another 15 grains, and I'll keep that going. When I stop catching, I'll increase the feed and maybe feed another 1/4 pot of corn to really put that bait on the bottom and start all over again. It's just about feeding and start your peg off again. The nice thing about corn is the carp aren't going to tear the bottom up for it. Because they're big particles, they can come down and literally just hoover them up off the bottom, unlike micro pellets, what get stuck in silt and rocks and stuff, and the fish really will wreck the bottom to try and get to the bait. Corn, you don't have this problem, and that's why it's a brilliant bait in that depth of water, because the fish are going to come in and they're going to feed properly.